The highly anticipated showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, set for September 13, 2025, in Las Vegas, has sparked intense debate among boxing fans, analysts, and insiders. This super middleweight clash, billed as the fight of the century, pits two of boxing's pound-for-pound elite against each other in a battle for undisputed supremacy at 168 pounds. The build-up to this blockbuster event has been electric, with a press tour during the Riyadh season that saw both fighters lock eyes in a tense, silent confrontation under the global media's watchful gaze. Canelo's steely determination contrasted with Crawford's unshakable calm, each man exuding confidence in their ability to emerge victorious. This clash of styles, legacies, and personalities has captivated the boxing world, with fans and experts dissecting every angle of what promises to be a historic encounter. Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican superstar, is a household name in boxing, renowned for his remarkable power, defensive mastery, and versatility across multiple weight classes. With a professional record of 63 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws, including 39 knockouts, Canelo has cemented his status as one of the sport's all-time greats. He has held titles in 4 weight divisions: junior middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight, and became the first undisputed super middleweight champion in 2021. His victories over elite fighters like Gennady Golovkin, Callum Smith, and Billy Joe Saunders have solidified his legacy, while his recent unanimous decision win over William Skull in May 2025 reaffirmed his dominance at 34 years old. Despite his age and the wear of a long career, Canelo remains a formidable force, blending technical prowess with devastating power. His ability to adapt, as seen in his improved head movement after facing Floyd Mayweather at age 23, showcases his growth as a fighter. That bout against Mayweather, though a loss, was a defining moment, exposing Canelo to the highest level of ring intelligence and forcing him to refine his craft. On the other side stands Terence Crawford, the pride of Omaha, Nebraska, and a multi-division world champion in his own right. With an unblemished record of 41 wins, 31 by knockout, Crawford has conquered the lightweight, light welterweight, and super welterweight divisions, becoming undisputed champion in 2 of them. His victory over Errol Spence Jr. to claim the undisputed welterweight crown was a masterclass in adaptability, showcasing his switch-hitting ability, pinpoint accuracy, and knockout power. Crawford's ring IQ, often described as unmatched, allows him to slow down fights, read opponents, and exploit weaknesses with surgical precision. His ability to carry his power across weight classes and maintain his speed and timing makes him a unique challenge, even for a fighter of Canelo's caliber. The narrative surrounding this fight hinges on a central question: can Crawford's technical brilliance and ring generalship overcome Canelo's size, power, and experience at super middleweight? Critics argue that Crawford, moving up from 154 pounds to 168, faces an uphill battle. Canelo has spent years dominating larger weight classes, even competing at light heavyweight, while Crawford's heaviest fights have been at super welterweight. The size disparity, though not in height, both fighters stand at 5 feet 8 inches, lies in Canelo's natural weight and physicality. Crawford counters this narrative by pointing out his longer reach and dismissing the notion that size alone wins fights. He emphasizes his adaptability, noting that he has moved up weight classes and won, while Canelo has tasted defeat at higher weights, notably against Dimitri Bivol at 175 pounds. Crawford's confidence stems from his belief that skill, not size, determines the outcome of elite-level fights. Analysts have scrutinized the styles of both fighters to predict how this matchup will unfold. Canelo's approach relies on a high guard, relentless pressure, and devastating body shots, often breaking down opponents over the course of a fight. His 5 layers of defense, feet, elbows, hands, shoulders, and mind, make him difficult to hit cleanly, while his counterpunching and power allow him to capitalize on openings. However, some observers, including renowned analyst Teddy Atlas, suggest that Canelo's explosiveness has waned with age. At 34, with over 60 professional fights, Canelo no longer maintains the relentless pace of his younger years, often settling for decisions rather than knockouts. His recent fights, including 6 consecutive decisions, reflect a more measured approach, though his power remains a threat, as evidenced by consistent knockdowns. Crawford, by contrast, is a master of adaptability, seamlessly switching between orthodox and southpaw stances to confuse opponents. His footwork, speed, and timing allow him to evade punches and land counters with precision. Unlike Canelo, who thrives in the pocket, Crawford prefers to fight off the back foot, using lateral movement to create angles and exploit mistakes. His ability to slow down fights, as noted by analysts, stems from his exceptional ring IQ, which enables him to anticipate and neutralize threats. Crawford's composure under pressure is legendary. He has faced heavy punchers before and emerged unscathed, leading supporters to dismiss concerns about how he'll handle Canelo's power. As one commentator put it, questioning Crawford's composure is absurd given his track record of dominating elite opponents across weight classes. The debate over how Crawford can beat Canelo centers on whether he can emulate the strategies of fighters who have troubled the Mexican star in the past. Floyd Mayweather's defensive wizardry and lateral movement frustrated Canelo in 2013, exposing gaps in his game at a young age. Dimitri Bivol's speed, length, and technical prowess overwhelmed Canelo at light heavyweight, while Erislandy Lara's slick movement posed problems, though Canelo edged out a decision. Gennady Golovkin's power and pressure tested Canelo in their trilogy, particularly in their first two fights, which many felt were closer than the official scorecard suggested. However, analysts argue that Crawford cannot simply replicate these approaches. Mayweather's defensive genius and Bivol's physical advantages are unique, while Golovkin's power and durability exceed Crawford's at 168 pounds. Lara's style, reliant on movement, risks gassing out Crawford over 12 rounds against a pressure fighter like Canelo. Instead, Crawford is likely to fight like his damn self, as one analyst put it, relying on his natural instincts rather than adopting an entirely new game plan. This means staying on the back foot, using his speed and timing to avoid Canelo's power shots, and landing counters to disrupt the Mexican's rhythm. Crawford's southpaw stance could complicate Canelo's high guard approach, forcing him to adjust to angles he's less accustomed to. However, surviving Canelo's pressure and body shots will be a monumental challenge, especially at a weight class where Crawford has no professional experience. Some predict that Crawford may struggle to maintain his gas tank against a fighter known for grinding down opponents in the later rounds. The financial stakes of this fight add another layer of intrigue. Canelo reportedly views the bout as easy money, with estimates suggesting a payday as high as $150 million. For Crawford, the fight represents not only a chance to cement his legacy but also a life-changing financial opportunity. On the Joe Rogan Experience, Crawford admitted that money now plays a significant role in his decisions, a shift from the purely competitive motives of his early career. The massive purse reflects the fight's mega-fight status, drawing parallels to historic bouts like Mayweather-Pacquiao. Yet, critics argue that the matchup is more about profit than sport, with Crawford risking his reputation by moving up 2 weight classes to face a dominant champion. The consensus among many analysts is that Crawford's chances are slim, though his supporters point to his history of defying odds. Amir Khan, who has faced both fighters, offers a unique perspective, emphasizing Crawford's superior ring intelligence and movement as potential game-changers. Khan believes Crawford's ability to make opponents miss and counter effectively could neutralize Canelo's power, much like Mayweather did years ago. However, Khan acknowledges Canelo's physicality and experience at 168 pounds as significant hurdles. Teddy Atlas, meanwhile, sees Crawford as a special fighter whose speed, precision, and versatility could exploit Canelo's slight decline. Atlas notes that while Canelo remains elite, he's no longer the invincible force of his prime, opening the door for a fighter like Crawford to pull off an upset. The promotional drama surrounding the fight has also fueled discussion. Turki Alalshik, a key figure in the Riyadh season, initially caused confusion by omitting certain promoters' names in a tweet, leading to speculation about their involvement. This sparked online debates, with fans questioning whether traditional promoters like TKO were sidelined. However, the focus quickly returned to the fighters themselves, with both Canelo and Crawford expressing confidence in their preparations. Canelo, reflecting on his recent fights, emphasized his desire for an exciting contest, criticizing opponents who fight to survive rather than engage. He hopes Crawford will bring a fan-friendly approach, setting the stage for a thrilling showdown. Crawford's decision to skip a tune-up fight at 168 pounds has raised eyebrows. Moving up to face a top-tier opponent like Canelo without acclimating to the weight class is a bold gamble, one that could either showcase his greatness or expose his limitations. Crawford, however, remains unfazed, pointing to his success at higher weights and Canelo's loss to Bivol as evidence that he can handle the challenge. His confidence is rooted in his belief that boxing IQ and skill trump physical advantages, a philosophy that has guided his career. As the fight approaches, the boxing world is divided. Some see Canelo's power, experience, and dominance at super middleweight as too much for Crawford to overcome. Others believe Crawford's speed, timing, and adaptability make him a live underdog capable of shocking the world. The clash of Canelo's brute force and technical mastery against Crawford's cerebral brilliance and versatility promises a spectacle that transcends the sport. Whether it's Canelo's power or Crawford's IQ that prevails, this fight is poised to define both fighters' legacies and captivate fans worldwide.